For to say, ¿Cómo estás, muchachos? And welcome to another video. Yes, a little Mexican flavor today. There's a new tank in the game, the HWK 30. Here it is on your screen. And apparently it's slightly Mexican, but it's in the German tech tree. And what are we going to do in this video today? I'm going to give you my no bullshit review on this new German Tier 8 light premium tank. I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you where to get some like real detailed information if you're into that kind of stuff. And I'm going to give one away for free. Wargaming North America has given me one to give away to you guys for free. And I'm going to, in the video here, explain to you how you'll have a chance to win one for yourself. And well, let's face it, you probably won't win because a lot of people are going to try and I can only give one away. But I'm going to make it fun. So even if you don't win one, it's going to be fun. This game is all about fun, right? Well, let's do it here. We're going to watch a great game as I ramble and talk about it. We're going to watch Death Orchid from the RGT clan. Shout out to you guys! Play his new HWK 30. Let's do it! First on the agenda here is my no bullshit review / opinion on this new premium tank, which I always give you guys. And as always, it takes the form of a little bit of a story. Now, way back a while ago, before the light tank rework, before Tier 9 and 10 light tanks were added, my favorite tank in the game was the RU-251. It used to be Tier 8 German light tank in the regular tech tree, and that's the highest tier light tank you could get. And it was my favorite. And every time I played it, I was bottom tier because that's how light tanks worked. But I still loved that tank. This thing is a reincarnation of the RU-251. It's Tier 8 again. It looks almost exactly the same. And stat-wise, it's almost exactly the same as the old RU-251 Tier 8 tank, which is now a Tier 9. And, you know, there's been a rework. If you haven't been around for a long time, that's how it worked. Now, back in the day, when the RU-251, when it was my favorite tank, it was Tier 8, some of the characteristics of it and the reasons I liked it were these. Number one, I was always the top tier scout in that tank. I was always bottom tier in the game, but I was always the top tier scout, top tier light tank. So I knew my role in the game. My role was to spot enemies and provide vision for my team, and that was the role of a light tank then. Okay, that was back then. Now, well, you may be a top tier light tank in this when you roll out in it, or you may have Tier 8, 9, and 10s on the enemy team against you when you roll out. So that's no longer true. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, you guys decide. Back in the day when I loved the RU-251 when it was Tier 8, it was the fastest light tank in the game. It was the highest tier and it was the fastest. Well, now this thing is pretty much the same stats. It is not the fastest tank in the game. It's there's a lot of tanks that are faster. Tier 9 and 10 light tanks, the wheeled vehicles. There's a lot of faster tanks than you. So, okay, well that's a negative, right? Because in the old days, you rolled out in your RU-251, you were the fastest. Well, now you roll out in this, you're not the fastest. Okay, so you see where I'm going with this thing. The third thing I loved about the RU-251 when it was Tier 8 was it had great camo. Had some of the best concealment factor in the game. This thing has horrible camo. Well, I shouldn't say horrible, but not as good as a lot of other vehicles, a lot of other light tanks in particular. And unless you have full concealment trained on your crew, you're going to get spotted a lot. And you watch this game here, there's situations where he shoots and he's in positions that he gets detected, which I'm a little surprised with. And he has a great crew in this thing. All right, number 4. Back in the day, when the RU-251 was the Tier 8, it had one of the best HE rounds of any tank, really. But for a light tank, it was fantastic. You get over 100 penetration on the HE round with better, like 300 and some alpha, which this gets. This is basically a clone now. But is that one of the best now? No, it's not. There's a lot of other tanks that have wicked HE rounds now, especially the wheeled vehicles will completely outclass you. That EBR 105 has a way better HE round than this, and it's light and it's Tier 10. And you're going to get matched up with that when you play this thing. So you see where I've gone with this. I've kind of given you the reasons I love the old RU-251 when it was a Tier 8 tank. And now this is basically an RU-251. It's a Tier 8 tank. It's just been put back in the game with a different name. It's called the HWK-30 now, but it's pretty much the same thing. But all the things that set it apart and gave it its pizzazz are no longer that great. And in the old days, you paid for all, you know, having the always being the top tier scout, being the fastest, having great camo, having the best HE round. You were a fantastic counter scout killer. You had all those positives. You paid for that by always being bottom tier in the matchmaking then, because you were Tier 8 and you were always in a Tier 9 to 10 game. That's how it worked. But people knew that was going to be the case every game, and you went out there and tried your best and played your role. But now the matchmaker is different. Light tanks get regular matchmaking. So all those positives that I went through that set it apart are no longer that spectacular compared to other tanks, but you are not always bottom tier. Well, let's say you're going to be bottom tier 80% of the time. But if every now and then when you're top tier, then the attributes you have on this thing are going to make it shine. So what's the no bullshit opinion without ever playing it, with just watching Death Orchid here try his best? When you're top tier in this thing, you're going to be a very formidable tank. And when you're in a Tier 9 or 10 game, be prepared to be outclassed by so many other tanks. Any object, any other Tier 9 or 10 light tank, the wheeled vehicles. This tank will punish you for mistakes. And I didn't really give my opinion. I'll give you my opinion in a second here. But there's one other thing that is crucial for this thing, is that as all light tanks, this tank has no armor and can get penetrated by all the HE rounds of the new wheeled vehicles that have the high pen HE rounds. A lot of the big Tier 9 and 10s that have high pen HE rounds. Artillery that can penetrate you. Tier 9 and 10 artillery will do 1,000 plus damage to you easily. Boy, I'm making it sound great, aren't I? Well, all light tanks have that issue, except for the Russian ones, which they have armor, because in Russian, if you Google Translate in Russian, the Russian words for light tank and go into Google Translate, the translation is strong like bull. Right? All other light tanks, you know, not so much. So what's my no bullshit opinion and review of this thing? Well, and from my biased opinion, because I loved the RU-251 back in the day, and I've got like a 5-skill crew still in my RU-251, which I can slap in this thing if I play it. I am probably going to really like it, because all those attributes I mentioned, I like fast tanks, I like everything that I mentioned, but I'm going to be more frustrated than I was when I played the RU-251. And I'm not great, but I'm okay at the game, so I'll be okay in it, and when I'm top tier, I'm going to have some great games. And I'm going to be really frustrated when I load in and I'm bottom tier and the enemy team has 5 or 6 objects and 2 EBR 105s. Like, think about it. They just released the wheeled vehicles. These wickedly fast, like the Tier 10 EBR that has an HE round that can pen you and roll for 500 and scoop by at 100 kilometers an hour. And now a Tier 8 light tank. So, and you're going to get in the same games. Man, this tank will punish you for mistakes if those tanks are in the same game as you. If you're not a proficient light tank player and you roll out in this thing, just be prepared to be punished for your mistakes, okay? But the same as always, if you have a great crew, full concealment, full brothers in arms, full view range skills, you're running food, and you've got all the consumables to max this thing out, and you get favorable matchmaking, then you know this is going to be a beast. But I guess I'm saying that's almost the case all the time, isn't it? So what's the no bullshit opinion? It's going to be okay. It's not It's not a meta changer, obviously, because the meta just changed. The wheel vehicles now are the fastest and have the best HE rounds. And the one good thing about this is it has very good view range, 410 base, so you can get the view range way, way up there. So I think you're going to have to play it as trying to detect and trying to detect those wheeled vehicles, but staying cautious at the beginning of the game, because remember, light tank gameplay has really changed. The other thing I could mention, it has really good shell velocity for all its ammunition, which is really good compared to most of the other comparable tanks. You know what? It's a little bit better, a little bit worse than all the other premium Tier 8 light tanks that are available. You know, better in some ways, worse in some ways. The other two Bulldogs, the LT-432. But not surprisingly, because this one costs money, it's better than its Tier 8 regular counterpart in the tech tree, because that's how the game works now. So in summary, it's meh. Meh. You know, it's a Tier 8 light premium tank. It's not going to change the meta, and it's okay. And you're probably thinking, well, Claus painted a rosy picture on that one. Let's watch the game here for a minute, because this is a huge mistake. Watch this. He's come all the way around. He's going to shoot it. Back up before you shoot. See, he's detected. This thing does not have the concealment. He's hit by an invisible tank. You don't have great concealment. You have to use the bush mechanics. Any mistake, punished, punished, punished. Did I mention that? He should have backed up and made the bush bushy, and then reset. He would have remained undetected. Yeah, okay, well, having said all that, you know, I just basically ranted a little bit about the state of the game and what I think of the tank. Do you want more details? Do you want more, you know, exactly the stats and everything? Oh, look, it takes module damage. His turret is destroyed there. Every little mistake. Did I mention you'll be punished for every mistake in this thing? If you want the details and all the in-garage stats and stuff, and an excellent review, and nobody does it better, I'm going to point you guys to Des Games, who just released a video on this thing. And there it is. That's the thing. And I'll leave a link in the top right corner of the screen that'll link you directly to Des Games' video on this. We haven't shouted out Des for a while here, and he did a great video review of this thing, so I'm going to point you to his video if you want more details. And then now I'm going to tell you how you could win one. And let's make this fun, okay? How can you win one? And how can we make it fun? Should you like send me a game of your best kill? Or no, that's too complicated. Usually we just do it. You just leave a comment in the comment section, and I pick the most entertaining comment. And the guy with the most entertaining comment wins the tank. And, you know, we get to read the comments, and it's a laugh. Ha, ha, ha. Right? That's how I like to do it. But, you know, we're going to do a little different today. Okay, so this is how you will have a chance to win. Listen carefully. I'll give you the instructions now. Listen carefully and follow the instructions. Okay, number one. Well, first you have to be a subscriber. And that's just because my subscribers come first. They have the chance to win. And I will always do that because, you know, they support me, so they have the chance to win. If you want the chance to win, please subscribe. You're supporting me, and then you'll have a chance. If you don't subscribe, I'm sorry. If you come out and I think, oh, that's the winner, and you're not a subscriber, you don't win. So having said that, number two, you have to play on the North American server. Sorry, because this is Wargaming North America that gives out the prize. Thank you, Wargaming North America. Number three, now we're getting into the fun stuff here. You have to leave an entertaining comment, and I'm going to pick the most entertaining comment to win. But you don't leave the entertaining comment on my video here. We're going to go to Des Games, who did the great review on this thing. I've got the link in the top right corner of the screen. Go to his video, and we're going to Klaus bomb Des Games. We haven't done a Klaus bomb for a while, guys. And I love Des Games, so we're going to go to his channel and leave him a message. Hey, Des, Klaus sent me. I want to win the free tank. Make your comment entertaining. I'm only here because Klaus sent me. I don't really want you. Or whatever you want. Something. We're going to have some fun with this, guys. And I've already left a comment on Des Games' video. You can reply to my comment. And I'm going to go back on Des's video, and I'm going to read the comments, and I'm going to pick the most entertaining comment on his channel. Because why not? Why not spread the love a little bit? I love Des Games' channel. He did a great review on this thing. Probably explained things a lot better than I did, you know, because I'm just here for the regular schmoes. I give you my no bullshit opinion. But he did an excellent job on he did some live gameplay and some games that show the pros and cons and blah, blah, blah. You go check it out. Good luck. May the best comment win. Let's have some fun with this, guys. And remember, this is a Mexicano tank. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's from Mexico. Yeah.
Música.
Hey.
Música.
Whoa.
Música.
Hey.
Traigo música.
Oh, yeah.
Música.
Oh, yeah.
Música.
Hey.
Música de la República.
Oh, yeah.
Ajá.
Yo necesito una mesa para 3 personas, por favor. Con cerveza aquí, Panamá.